So today we are cooking cassava and beans, and in my country we call it katogo in my language, but here it's just a mixture of cassava and beans. And as you can see, I already cooked my beans. They are ready, and the cassava doesn't need to be pre-boiled, so I will take care of this later. But yeah, that's it for today. Let's start.
So I start off by peeling my onions, removing the outer coat of the onions, as you can see. I go ahead and I cut off also the roots of the green onions. I also peel out the seeds of the paprika. I love preparing everything at once so that when I start cutting or chopping everything is just ready for chopping. And I'm here chopping my onions. Of course, you can chop them however way you want. I just find this easier. This is everything. That is the chopped cassava. Those are the beans right there. And those are the onions, the green and the white onions, and the paprika. So I start off by adding oil to the pan, as always. That's what we start with. And then I go ahead and add my white onions first. I add the white onions first because they are harder than the green onions. Of course, some of them escaped and went into the pan, but I always go with the white onions first because they are harder than the green onions. The green onions burn very quickly and we don't want that. So later on I added my green onions and a little bit of garlic. I think I didn't show that when I was chopping up, but I added some garlic, and then I also added my paprika at this point. I let that simmer for a while, cook for 1 to 3 minutes before I could add my tomatoes. The tomatoes that I use are these Freshener Paramadri Palati. These are already peeled whole tomatoes. I love these ones because they last for a little bit longer, and yeah, you can store them for like a few months in the fridge, of course, or in just your storage unit. They last longer than their fresh tomatoes. Sometimes I use the fresh tomatoes, but most of the time I use these tinned peeled tomatoes. I then went in with my salt. It's just normal salt. You can use any type of salt of your preference. So I added some salt. here I went in with my paprika powder. Of course, I already added in some paprika, but the paprika powder adds a little bit of more flavor, and yeah, that's why I love adding it in there. And then I also went in with my curry powder from the same company, Kanier. Of course, they didn't sponsor this video, but I just love their products, and yeah, that's why I always use them in every type of meal that I prepare, and I urge you to go for it as well. After mixing all my flavors, my onions, my garlic, my all the vegetables and all the spices, I now is the time to add the cassava. I add the cassava first before the beans, because if you put the beans on the bottom, they tend to burn before the cassava is boiled or before the meal is ready, and then you have either to change the pan, or your food would not taste as good as you want it to. And of course, I also added some ghee. I will link it in the description below. I don't remember where I bought it or from which company, but I will link it below. So then I also added in the soup for the beans, not the beans themselves, but the soup, let's say the water that I cooked the beans with first, because like I told you, the beans can't be at the bottom, and because I still have to stir it around to mix everything up, I can't add the beans yet. That will come later on. This is the point where I add in the beans themselves, and because I'm sure I'm not going to be stirring it around until it's boiled or until it's ready, I add the beans, and I just let it sit on the top of everything, and then I let it cook for 10-15 minutes. Here we are a couple of minutes later, let's say 10-15 minutes, and it's ready. We are ready to serve and to enjoy. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next video. I post videos every once a week, and please subscribe. Don't forget to like this video and share, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.